I like to use the example of a ketchup bottle. You may have heard me use this illustration before, but imagine that you're eating a cheeseburger in a restaurant and you want ketchup on your hamburger, so you reach for the ketchup bottle, right? And you turn it upside down, you squeeze out some ketchup. Well, there's a trick. There's a problem. There's a catch, and that is somebody filled the ketchup bottle with mustard. Now what are you going to do? I mean, you look at the container. It says ketchup. It's got ketchup, if you pronounce it that way. It's got a red color to it. Everything says it's ketchup, but when you squeeze it, what comes out is something that's not ketchup. Now, the point of that illustration is this. We're talking about what we are to do when we are put to the blame for something that a narcissist or a psychopath has done. And sometimes we respond incorrectly. We tend to fight back in a way that we should not fight back, and it just makes the matter worse. Now, so the illustration is this. When you put the squeeze on the bottle, what comes out of it is whatever happens to be in it. So you got the squeeze being put on you. The narcissist is blaming you. You've had a bad experience with a narcissist, and now they're just totally, absolutely, positively convincing others that somehow you are to blame, and they're effectively flat out lying. And sometimes it's not effectively flat out lying. Sometimes they just make stuff up out of thin air. Well, the question is, what is coming out of you? And the answer is, well, whatever is in you. So if what is coming out of you is that you are angry or you are spiteful or you are revengeful, that is ultimately going to hurt you because, well, that's like hot sauce in a ketchup bottle. It's like mustard in a ketchup bottle. You got the squeeze put on you, and what should come out of you is something totally different. What should come out of you, we're going to talk about that in just a moment, should be something that ultimately resolves the situation, just totally resolves the problem. Well, what are those things? Well, first of all, we need to understand the crisis reveals content. So when you go through a quiet crisis, when you get a squeeze put on you, this instant, what is being, the squeeze is the blame is being put on you. What's going to come out of you? Here are some things that should come out of you. First of all, you should be consistent. So what the narcissist wants to see happen, what the psychopath wants to see happen, is they want to see you blow your stack. They want to see you fight back. They want to see you start to answer blame for blame in a very hateful and disgusting manner. And when you do that, what does the psychopath do? What does the narcissist do? They turn around and point to you. We're talking about a dark triad narcissist, by the way. You know, the Machiavellian, psychopath, narcissist. They want to point to you and say, see, this is a bad guy. See, he has a volcanic temper. He's just going crazy. Well, you know, sometimes you need to let the truth get out there, but it's how you let it get out that makes a difference. And number two is just that, speak the truth. Don't speak your mind, speak the truth. So, well, you know, sometimes what's on your mind may or may not be true. And sometimes what is on your mind is hostility. But usually what is on your mind is revenge. So when the narcissist is convincing others that you are the bad guy and you are now blowing your stack and you're trying to get revenge, you're becoming what the narcissist said. You're becoming the bad guy. That's not what you want to do, or at least that's not what I want to do. But still, we need to speak the truth, but we need to do it in a manner that is forceful, but not hateful. We need to do it in a manner that is honest and no treachery like the narcissist did or the psychopath did. We need to speak the truth that is backed up by documentation. Sometimes that's hard to do because you don't have any documentation. That's one of the reasons that, you need to take time and maybe dox this person, or maybe take time and if you have any evidence whatsoever, sometimes you just don't have any. But when you do have evidence, you need to be ready to present that. So let the narcissist or the psychopath argue with that. Now, when we talk about evidence, if you have listened to my videos in the past, sometimes we talk about actually getting court documents, court records, because it's fairly common for a psychopath and narcissist to have lawsuits, to have been prosecuted, because these people think that laws are for everyone else. I mean, literally. That gets them in trouble. And so they leave a electronic trail. We used to say paper trail, but now it's electronic trail, and it will be there forever. Now, you may feel bad about doing that, but you got to keep in mind that while the psychopath slash narcissist is putting the blame on you, what they are doing is they are leaving a trail that isn't true. Now, it's not an electronic trail necessarily unless they put something untrue on social media or send, text or emails, whatever. Maybe it is a trail, but it's a false trail. It's a lie. There's no real evidence. It's just hearsay. But still, when they slander you, the smear campaign, that is a trail that can be around for the rest of your life and beyond. I mean, long after you're dead and gone, you may still have a reputation of being the bad guy. So the point of all that is, if there's any inclination to feel bad about exposing the narcissist or the psychopath, using court records or true, genuine documentation, I don't feel bad about that at all, because that is exactly what we're doing. Now, keep in mind, this is not tit for tat. What this is just telling the truth. It's not tit for tat. It's lie versus honesty. Their lies versus the truth. No, you don't want to do what they're doing. You don't want to be hateful. You don't want to be spiteful. You don't want to try to hurt somebody for the thrill or the ego boost of hurting somebody. You just want to make sure that the air is clear, that the water is clean, the people can see clearly to the bottom. Like a murky lake you can't see, but if pristine lake, nice and clear, you can actually see the fish swimming around in the water. That's what you want to do. You just want to clear the water, clear the air, so people can actually see what the truth is. People are easily deceived. And narcissist psychopaths understand that. So be sure to speak the truth, and whenever possible, make sure the truth is documented. All right, so what else are we going to do? So we want to make sure that what comes out of us is not mustard, but what comes out of us is our true character, which is something very positive and uplifting. Well, just do that. Hold your head up. Don't act as though you are somebody who is guilty, because a lot of times that mode of retribution implies, and we don't intend for it to, but we're just so mad and we're just so revengeful, we just explode. Be really careful. This is just me giving myself advice here, but just hold your head up high. You didn't do anything wrong. Don't act like you did. Don't act spiteful, because that's what people do when they've been falsely accused, So send that message. As others watch you, look, I'm not offended. I'm not mad. Well, maybe you're offended. Maybe you're mad, but you're not offended and angry to the point where you are trying to hurt someone else. Hope that makes sense. The next thing you do, number 4, is, this is really important, is you just get up and move on with your life. Now, eventually, the psychopath and narcissist is going to understand that they've been defeated, because you won't fight with them. The way to defeat a narcissist is to not fight with them. The best blow you can give to a narcissist is no blow at all. Or as I like to say, the best revenge against a narcissist, against a psychopath, is no revenge. Just don't do anything. You're not trying to get revenge. You're just trying to clear the air. You're just trying to get the truth out there. The number one enemy, I've said this a million times in other videos, but the number one enemy against a psychopath, against a narcissist, is just truth. Because these people, we're going to talk about this in our next video, but the truth is their worst enemy. Because once you know the character of the narcissist, you squeeze the bottle and what comes out is something very different, because the bottle of the ketchup bottle of the narcissist is, love-bombing, sweet, kind, just as perfect human being. But when they get the squeeze put on them, something terrible comes out of them. So, you're just moving on, and they're going to understand that, okay, I can't fight with this person anymore. I need to find somebody else, because that's who they are. That's what they do. Get on with your life, move on, forget about them best you can. I know it's not always possible, particularly when the narcissist, the psychopath, is somebody who is in your family, or maybe where you work, or maybe in your church, or somebody you just can't, maybe a neighbor. You can't just move every time a neighbor's in that case. If that were true, you'd constantly be moving. But sometimes you can get away from these people. But get as far away as you can. But even if you can't, still, at least this is the advice that I have for myself, and that is just get up and get on with your life. Just move on. 2 rectangles on the screen. Let's keep talking if you want. All you got to do is click on one of those 2 rectangles, and our conversation will continue. But if not, well, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see y'all next time.